What's going on, guys? I hope you're having a great day out there today. Guys, we're going to do a little shop time, get a few projects finished up. As you guys know, I have been building and working on the Tekno ET48.3. Now, this was a trade I had done with Aaron from Great Lakes RC, and needed a few more parts for it, and they finally come in. And I want to send a big thank you to HItec for sending out the servo to finish off the rest of this car build. It's the D954SW. We're going to get that installed in here, and we're also going to get the body painted up. As you guys can see, I got the lead finger body. I got it all cut out, prepped. Got the inside roughed up with a Brillo pad and cleaned up with alcohol. And we're going to go with a nice bright color. We're going to go with the PS27. Gonna be like a neon yellow, very bright. Should have no problem seeing this thing in the air. But we're gonna work on that. A couple other little projects we're gonna do, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. Some of you guys I know followed along with some of the posts I made on this car also, but this is the Tekno ET48.3. It was originally an MT410, and then it was converted to the 48.3, and that's where I got it. And he sent it to me, and it was in a bunch of different pieces, and it was kind of fun getting this thing put back all together and back in running order. And I think this car is going to be a blast. As you guys know, love my Tekno ET48.2 or 2.0. Sorry, just got the body painted up on this thing. Haven't even had this one out for a bash yet since I've got it redone. Unfortunately, my work schedule's been super busy, and every time I'm home, it just rains and rains and rains. But we're going to get this thing finished up today. We're going to get the new HItec servo in here. And as you guys can see, it's missing one critical part. We got the arm, everything ready to go. Got brand new electronics in here. I decided to throw in, I was honestly been really happy with the electronics so far in the Team Corrali Spark. So I decided to order a set of the electronics I had for that and put them in here. We're going to experiment around with some different motors and things and see how she runs. But this is what we're going to go with off the bat. We're going to get the servo installed in this thing today, get the body painted up, and also we're going to work on this. The Team Corrali Spark. This thing has been a blast. I've been absolutely loving this car and having a ton of fun with it, guys. Honestly, I'm super impressed with the durability and how this car drives and handles and jumps. But on the last skate park bash, I did kill the servo in here. So I got new servo came from Corrali for this thing. We're going to get that installed and get this thing fixed up. Also, on the last bash down at the skate park with this, the jumping, she was jumping nice, but the air control was just off. It just wasn't right. I didn't feel like I was getting the power really properly sent to the front and rear. So what I did is I put 1 million weight diff fluid in the center now. So it's a lot stiffer and hopefully transfer that power evenly to the front and rear. I was going to go with earplugs, but I decided to go with the 1 million and not go quite as heavy. So we're going to go ahead and get the servo mounted up in this thing and get this thing fixed up and ready to roll again also. But let's go ahead and get finished on the Tekno. All right, so my plan is here to basically start working on the cars as I'm in between paint layers. So we're going to go ahead and get the first coat on the new body, and then we'll probably start installing the servo in the new Tekno here and get this part fitted up. And then once I get this finished, we'll get the spark back up and running. Well, we got the first thin layer on here. That's all I do is I put a nice real light layer on there first, let this fully dry up and get nice and solid, and then we'll continue to add some more. So in the meantime, let's start getting the Tekno fixed up with her new servo. All right, well, I got to make sure I have enough space down here to get the connector through, and it's going to run back here the same way I did for the power button and the other one. I got one little spot down here to clip it down. Might try to find another spot, but guys, if you have not tried or looking for just some awesome servos, honestly, these HItec servos, guys, have been holding up amazing. As you guys know, I got one in my Typhon, I have one in my Outcast 4S, and I have one in my Tekno. And these things, you guys seen the beatings that these cars get, and these servos just take it, and it's amazing. Really have been super happy with these HItec servos. They were durable, they got speed, they got torque, just the whole package. So if you're looking for a great servo, definitely check out HItec, guys. But let's go ahead and get this thing fitted up. All right, well, we got the servo mounted up here. We do have the proper horn on here. I double checked this. This is an M2C Racing 25 tooth servo horn here. So we got that thing in there. I just got to get the cable mounted in and take it into the receiver box. Now, I'm not going to lie. This little piece down here, there's a little black piece of plastic in here that basically mounts for your screws to go the servo into the bottom. I'm not sure if they're originally supposed to be mounted to this plate, but it runs free, and trying to get this thing pulled up there to get those screws in was not an easy task. And we just got coat number 2 put on here. She's looking better and better. Unfortunately, I wish it was warmer outside because it is a bit chilly. So I'm pretty much bringing this thing and painting it, and I'm putting it above the base heaters here in the basement over there to get it nice and warm again. I don't think the cable management looks too bad. Everything's done in there, nicely goes into the receiver box. The only thing I wish I did was this was a tiny bit longer, but there is slack in there. It's not pulling, but I think the cables look good. Well, ready to hook up the servo arm, get this thing fired up, and get everything centered up. All right, boys and girls, well, the servo is all mounted up. Everything is fitted up, plugged in, and ready to go. And this is the beautiful part of, video editing and making a video. What you didn't see was me struggling with this servo horn for the last half an hour. Couldn't figure out why the steering was all off. I had the arm coming down here and looping here. Well, it needed to go this way. But before I realized that, I tore apart the whole front steering rack and everything. But, you make bonehead moves, and I'm not afraid to admit it. But I think she's ready to fire this thing on. We could check out the servo and maybe take it out for a little test drive. But first, we're going to put another layer of paint on that thing. All right, well, I probably got enough for one more coat, but she's looking pretty good, nicely even covered, except I got one weird little green spot here, and I have no idea where it's coming from or why it's on there. But let's get a battery chucked in the new Tekno. See what she runs like. Guys, I had to show you this real quick. I mean, look at this speed and reaction. I mean, that just feels so smooth. And that's what you get with a HItec servo, guys. Quality servos, definitely you notice a big difference in reaction time, speed, and just precision. This thing feels great. We're going to go and finish up the body, and then we're going to take this thing out for its first rip. Oh, I guess we haven't got to try out the power yet either. It's electronics. Well, if I hit it too hard, she's going to hit the ground, but she feels pretty spunky. I think this thing's going to get up and move, and it's going to have some killer steering to go with it. Just to show you, even sitting on this grippy pit map, there's no shortage of power on that servo. Right, while the last paint coat is drying on the body, we're going to go ahead and get the new servo back in the Crowley Spark here. One thing, I'm not really exactly sure how you're supposed to get this wire. It's got to come down under here and somehow pop out of that hole. Now, I might have to remove the entire box, I guess, to get this thing back in there because it doesn't look like much fun. Well, that actually wasn't too painful. And when tearing this thing apart, I just made an observation that I really wish, Arma would follow up with also, because the screws always rip out of your battery box, but Crowley uses the much larger screws to hold their battery box. Also, the receiver and servo tray are held in with a lot bigger screws. There's two big anchor ones on either end. Definitely a really great design, and that stuff doesn't like to rip through like the Armas, unfortunately. All right, well, I got the servo mounted up in here. Everything's fitted back up again, and we got steering again. Not very fast steering, obviously, with the stock servo. At some point, I am going to upgrade this one also because definitely the car is worth the great servo. But for now, we threw a stock one in there. I'm going to go ahead and go over a few little things because on the last bash also knocked my power button loose, and I want to hit a few things with a little oil. As you guys can see, my front pillow balls are a little rusty and probably dirty in there because she did get a little bit muddy on the last one. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that stuff up. And then we're going to put some coats of white on the body and get that thing stickered up and see how she looks. We got a new piece of double-sided tape on the switches, nice and sturdy. Went over all the little oil points I wanted to do. Crowley Sparks ready to roll again. Can't wait to take this thing back out for another bash. And hopefully me and Trevor, we're trying to work on getting together and doing a proper ramp bash and getting the big ramp out and just sending this thing. And probably the new Tekno. But we're going to get this thing off the bench and get the Tekno up here, finish up the body, and see how this thing looks. Well, while I'm waiting for paint to dry, I might as well get some more lipos charged up here. And guys, I'm using a new HItec RDX4 quad charger. This thing just works awesome. Super easy to use, and it is just great being able to charge up 4 batteries at once. So if you guys are looking for a new charger or a new quad charger, definitely check out HItec. They got a quad, they got a dual, and guys, beautiful machine. Paint's fully dry, time to give it a white backer, and this is where the killer definitely pops a lot better when you get that white backer on there. Looks beautiful. Let's see how she comes out. Quick question for all my Tekno people out there. I've heard it's sacrilegious to paint the windows on a Tekno body. Is that true? Let me know down below. Well, what do you guys think? I think it came out pretty awesome looking. Obviously, we got no stickers on here yet, but paint job came out nice and clean. And also, the little green mark that was back here went away. It was apparently under the protective film. And guys, let me tell you something. If you've never used a lead finger body, their protective film, you would swear it's not there. It is ungodly hard to get off. But it protects the body nicely. But we're gonna go ahead and get some stickers on this thing now, make her look proper, get her on the car. Man, guys, this body came out awesome. Really love the color with the green and the white. This looks like a little bit more of a matted, like almost like a light lime green, but it is definitely a bright neon, like neon highlighter color. But she came out beautiful looking. What do you guys think? Really digging the body color. Stickers came out great. She looks awesome. The only thing that's left, take this thing out in the parking lot here for a moment and give her a little rip. So let's see what she runs like. Well, the only thing left is to give it a rip.
All right, well, let's see how she feels. Might have to adjust the steering still. Man, she gets up and goes. Man, and the handling, the good old thing just handles like a dream. Well, and these are the track tires on it. So, I'm gonna put some 4SD boots on at some point. She will definitely be ready for the dirt. But I've taken these tires before, and they still, you just don't have as much air control. Guys, very reactive. I mean, the steering with the servo in here is amazing, and honestly, the power system, it is super reactive. If I hit that thing full throttle, it's going to blow the tires off here, honestly. This is just like my ET48.2. I mean, this thing will hold such a tight circle. The handling between the servo and a Tekno, man, it is just a perfect combination.
All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the shop video. I know it may have gone a little long, but guys, I got a lot accomplished here today, and I just could not be happier with this Tekno build. I mean, this thing just came out awesome, runs great, handles amazing. Again, huge thank you to HItec Servos for sending this out for this car. I'm definitely going to have a lot of fun with this, and can't wait for some bashes to come, and I think it's going to be a great, awesome car. Definitely very, very pleased with the setup on here and the way the whole thing came out. But time will tell. We'll go out and give this thing some good bashes on the skate park and the ramp, and probably put some different dirt tires on it and take it down the motocross track. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. But that's going to do it for today. So until next time, y'all be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.